When you go visit that vision, you embody that.
But let's talk about the faith. Do you believe?
You are equipped for your assignment. We as Black women tend to be extra superwoman.
She did that.
Okay, elevators, this is for you.
If we're not practicing what we preach, listen. After you pray, after you meditate,
Take us there.
look at the source.
Yes.
Look at the source of your strength.
Thank you. I believe every day is a great day because this is the day the Lord has made.
Why are we so afraid to use what God has given us? Wow.
It all starts in the mind.
Yes.
Ellen, that was just a little weird, but
Don't be tardy for the party.
and in that-
Come on, Nike, just do it.
That's a whole word, Tammy. That's
That's the whole episode.
Happy Wednesday, elevators, and welcome to season 2. I don't know if I'm gonna keep saying that the whole season. Season 2, episode 2 of the She Elevates podcast. I'm Gail, your personal development coach.
I'm Jessica, your financial strategist.
And I'm Tammy, your spiritual motivator.
And today we're missing Miss Antoinette, our producer. So we're sharing producer responsibilities. So if
prayer.
this podcast is a little crazy, don't blame it on Antoinette. This is on us.
Let's see how well we've learned from Antoinette, right?
Yes.
I think we're
yes.
doing better than amazing, you guys.
We've already corrected 2 mistakes.
Progress.
You're on the road. So, how are you ladies feeling with Omicron out there hijacking these streets?
I mean, he is taking over.
Not playing. He ain't come
One
to play.
city at a time.
I ain't scared. That's how we have to go for it, right? Just like, hey, it is what it is. Bring it on.
Yeah, I ain't
We
scared
got it.
that I had it.
No, we out here.
I'm a survivor. Look, we're gonna
That's a
start having
t-shirt.
like this.
I survived.
I survived.
Omarion. You know, our culture saying it's Omarion, so we survive Omarion.
Yes.
Oh, poor Marion. Oh my God, I love the survivor.
Well,
I'm a
you know what?
survivor.
That's a win for him too, because he's getting a lot of
He's trending.
airtime
There you
right
go.
now. He's
There
trending.
you go.
Exactly.
There-
So,
Ooh, think about it. Somebody calling your name every day, all hours of the day.
making jokes, memes, and everything else. I'd be like, let's go.
Jump on that. Look, he might make a song to it, right? Dance. Whatever he does.
Yes. Okay, so last week, ladies in the elevators, we talked about the importance of being aware of the types of habits that you're creating. And that was another good one if you missed it. All of them are good. So just go back and through the vaults and look at season 1 and season 2. And today we're talking about knowing your worth. So that's all about knowing yourself really and respecting yourself and feeling good about yourself. It's like how we value ourselves despite what other people think or what other people say is all about us. And although the behaviors around self-worth can be a little different depending on the situation, like if it's about business, your professional, or your friendships, or even with your significant other, your kids, either way, when you know who you are, you'll have a posture that allows you to be very intentional about where you spend your time and where you spend your energy. And at the end of the day, you decide you're going to live life on your own terms.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and you know, what's interesting is self-worth can be sometimes perceived as arrogance. It's very interesting. It's like a thin line. So I have this girlfriend who she is like so confident in who she is and the value she brings to every situation that it's very clear in her posture, right? You have no question about it. And her behavior, it aligns with her mindset. And I think that's one of the reasons she has like this high 6-figure salary. And she dates these guys who most people would think are out of their league. And her friend circle is like a whole bunch of A-listers. But a lot of people don't really care for her because of that posture. And I think it's all around her self-worth and just knowing who she is and the value that she brings. So I definitely believe that when you realize your worth and what you deserve, that you're going to create an environment of the quality of life that you want to live. So, ladies, what are you thinking?
I'm with your friend. Like, you got to know who you are. And when you know who you are, like, you don't have to worry about people trying to play over you or get over on you because you know who you are. Can't nobody take that from you. Can't nobody downplay you. Like, okay, that's how you feel. Next. Like,
Exactly.
I get that. But it takes life, right? You going through life, figuring out who it is that you actually are before you can actually get to that point where people can't play on you. Because some people take your kindness for weakness. But if you have like that sense of sureness and you're confident in yourself, a lot of chances people look at you and they'll second guess it. Like, okay, I can't even approach her with that right there because she's not even going for it. So knowing who you are and standing on your 10. Hey, I'm with your friend all day.
All day.
And you know what, Jessica, that was just interesting. I thought it made me think about when you said some people take your kindness for weakness. Like, that's been my story all my life. You're like, oh, you're too nice to people. They just take advantage of you. And a lot of people did take advantage of me, but that just made me change. Like, so you get me once, you're not going to get me twice. But that's not going to make me stop being nice to everybody else
because that's who
I am.
That's who you are. And nothing's wrong with that, but just being aware, like you said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on you.
That is awesome. You know, I say a couple things there. Be true to you, right? And of course, you know, I've known Gail. Wow, we go way back when we were just little wee wees. And she's always been that sweet person. But I think that's been our connection because we think we like the good girls. We like, you know, happy, go lucky.
I'm sorry, Tammy, when you said we go way back, I wanted to say like 4 flats on a Cadillac. That's a Southern thing, Terry. That's a Southern thing. We go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac.
Okay, I have to hear that. That's a song?
I don't know if it's a song, but
it's not a song. It's a saying. You never heard that saying?
Where they say that at? Where they say that at?
I've heard comedians say that.
I must not have listened to that. But see, because if Gail's heard it, then I think I should have heard it. Hey, Gail, we should stay there. 4 flats on a Cadillac.
And I'm surprised Jessica said it because I think it's such an old saying.
Old
I'm surprised she even knows it.
Y'all not gonna do it like that.
You have 4 flats on a Cadillac. That means you go way back. You didn't have, I don't even know. Y'all,
excuse me. Processing, you guys.
I'm trying, and I want to move on. Gail knows I want to stay here for a minute. I want to ask a lot of questions. I want to get the details.
Clearly, Antoinette is not here today because she wouldn't be standing for all of this foolery.
We would have a chat now. Okay, move on. All right. So yes, we go way back like 4 flats on a Cadillac. Anyway. So, but I love it because I am a proponent of being true to you. So not allowing, right, certain situations to change who you are. But I love this knowing your self-worth. And, you know, Jessica, when you said, you know, life kind of you'll grow into it. And I think about, you'll hear me say this over and over, your environment, your experiences, your exposures, it'll help develop, you know, that awareness of who am I? What I know who I am and I know my value, right? You get me once, you ain't gonna get me again. Or guess what? That was your issue, not mine. Next, moving on. So I love it. And being, you know, look, a church girl, this is one of the advantages, I think, or benefits, one of the pros to being a part of an organization, a ministry, where you hear, so many motivated, uplifting, know your value. I mean, my husband preached the message on you're valuable to God. So think about growing up and this is all you hear, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And so that helps feed your spirit and for you to know that you're valuable, you're important. Oh my God, I remember there was a message, you're a designer's original. So think about all of that and what it does, right? For your self-worth. You just walked out. Look, how about this? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Okay, y'all didn't come for a sermon, but when you talk about self-worth, for me, that's the foundation. And it lets me know who I am and whose I am. And then sometimes when things happen, I have to fall back there. It's like, okay, so that's not me. I know what they said about me. And, you've heard many of us have had people label us. And I'm like, well, that is not even who I am. You don't even know me. And you're saying I'm this or I'm that, or you're offended by this. And it's like, but you know what? You have to know your self-worth. And when you know your self-worth, it will determine, to Gail's point, your environment. It'll determine, right, the life that you live. Okay, I got one more, right? I'm going to talk about my husband. My God, talking about confidence.
Can I jump in before you talk about your husband?
Please.
So this is what I was thinking when you were saying that about church. So like there must be something more, because some people in church, even though they are hearing the same thing you're hearing, they're not responding the way you're responding. Just like personal development, me and somebody else can be sitting in the same room and hear all these positive messages, and I'm taking it in and I'm applying it, but this person over here, they're still timid and all that, you know what I mean? So I'm just thinking, it's something a little deeper that for the people, the people who aren't getting it. We're sitting under all of this positivity and they're still having these issues with self-worth.
There's a lot of things that go into that. And, we could stay there for a minute because sometimes, we process information differently. Sometimes it's the timing, right? So it's not just about, I say it one time and everybody got it, right? No, so my mother taught me, you have to say it over and over. It's like when you're raising your children, training up your children, you encourage them over and over. So don't sleep on it. I'm still going. We are going to continue because it is what the word of God does. It builds us up. It motivates us, right? And so we're going to keep pushing it now but I'm grateful for the people that continue to show up and they continue to hear it. And, at some point that light bulb makes, come on. And it's like, oh, I am. Yeah. So that's the whole thing. Yeah. But I'll go back to my point with my husband. Oh my God. Talk about confidence. I remember, I'm like, you're not confident. You're confident.
He could be the poster child.
Gail, I knew she was going to go there. Jessica, I'm telling you, he walks with such confidence. I've learned because honestly, I was more of an introvert, believe it or not, y'all. I grew into this extrovert here, but being, more really a shy person, kind of introvert, right? Just comfortable with my small circle. And here he comes, Mr. Confident. Isn't that a song, Mr. Confident? Okay, I don't know. Anyway, but, and so thinking that, he thinks, I deserve, there's nothing that I don't deserve. I can do anything. I'm like, oh my God, so you're a chef now? Did you go to training? So here I am thinking you need to be certified. You need to have, training for that. Nope. My mother told my husband that he was a chef and that he could cook, and that was all it took. Okay. Boyfriend started cooking for her and
walking in it.
Hey, but honestly, he grew into that, right? So his confidence is seriously, Gail said, he could be a poster child. The way he carried himself, the clothes, we were making a joke about it. He and my son the other day. I can't tell y'all all of it, but it was like the two of them. I said, so people like you, I was over here on this other side. So y'all don't go to those. And I was naming certain stores and my husband was like, what? I was like, oh my God. Yes, Jessica, I'm just telling y'all, we went out because he had to go get a winter hat the other day. And so, it wasn't just, we didn't go to just any store to get a hat, it was like,
He's confident in who he is.
He is absolutely, and again, always has been, but I love it because it will encourage you. So I encourage people to hang around those people that are confident and know their self-worth, not conceited. right? And then Gail said
Yeah.
there's a difference between confident and conceited. And that's what, of course, when
Because
we
I
were young.
remember I told someone, I said, "Oh, you're so conceited," and he was
Exactly.
like, "No, I'm just sure of myself." I was
I'm
like,
confident. And he used to say
okay.
that because I would tell him that. I mean, he come in, the way he carried himself, the way he dressed, the way he communicated, he wasn't. And I'm like, oh my God, people asking me, come on, Tammy, can you speak? And I'm like, no, I need to be more prepared. He's like, what are you talking about? Oh, and I'm like, you go. He's like, okay. But yeah, so I love that, bringing it back to the topic, knowing your worth, knowing
Absolutely.
who you are. And some people are born, I don't know, I think it's kind of instilled in them. Maybe it's
Tammy, stop moving your camera.
Hey, she just moving.
Because I'll just be transparent. I got a new phone and my Mac is not quite coordinated. So there's a window that popped up and I was trying to get it off.
Okay, well, you look your camera doing
that.
It was doing that. So that's what when you said that, Gail, I just slid it over. It's still there. It's still there.
It's brought to you by Top Inc., Tammy's Outreach Program, where we provide comprehensive services, programs, and resources to the public for the improvement of urban communities. Our services include counseling, educational programs, personal development, and other random acts of kindness. Our goal is to help uplift and support others. We are in partnership with She Elevates podcast because these empowered women empower women. You can follow us, Top Inc., on our Facebook page, TOPINC. Thank you so much, She Elevates, because together, Top Inc. and She Elevates are changing lives.
I want to shift the narrative just a little bit. I want to shift the narrative just a little bit about knowing your worth and knowing your worth in a relationship. I was reading something the other day, especially with women, like we expect so much out of a relationship and we want so much out of the relationship. And I was reading the other day where a girl was like, her therapist actually recommended that she write down the things that she need and that the things that she want. And she realized that she was in a relationship because some of the things that she wanted, because he wasn't giving her any of the things that she actually needed. I was like, wow, now that is perfection when it comes down to actually knowing your worth within a relationship, because a lot of us will get in a relationship just because, oh, I want this, or he got this type of physique and, all of the outer things. But when it comes to what you actually need in a significant other, in a relationship, like conversation is very important to me. Like being able to have a conversation with you, being able to experience your mind, not just your body, but experience your mind. You got to know your worth when it comes to things like that.
That's good.
That is good. And that's just, what I'm hearing is the internal versus the external.
Exactly.
Because the internal, not for me, knowing your worth is knowing who I am and whose I am.
Exactly.
And I just, for me, it's just really, really simple. It's like you are a child of the creators and you're made in his image. That means I can do what he can do. So I'm just saying.
And I heard a couple of men say, when searching for your woman, when finding your wife, make sure she's beautiful in the inside, not just on the outside.
Absolutely. That's important.
It's some beautiful outer running around here, but the inner part is just so ugly. It's so ugly.
One of the I was reading online, and we come out of this whole talking about habits, and a lot of it talks about the working on the inside. Now, why do you want to change your habit? Why do you want to do certain things? So looking, like you said, at the inside, and one of the why. Oh, I love that. When you know your worth, no one can make you feel worthless. So when you know who you are, and this is what I really like about knowing your worth, right? Gail said it at the beginning. It's not going to change regardless of how people treat you or what people do to you. it's not going to change you and the core
That's right.
value, because you're valuable. You're a giver. You're a lover. You are kind. You spread love and joy, and you're going to continue to do that. And that's where, when you know who you are and whose you are, I think you can be around all types of people personally.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to limit your circle to just people like you. There's times when, of course, you're around people that are going to lift you up. They're going to build you up. You're around people where you're going to grow, they're going to stretch you, you're going to be motivated, but you're not going to shy away, because sometimes, though, hurting people that try to hurt people, or that not even maybe intentionally, they need you, right? So when you know your worth, you can stand there, it's like, come on, do you really mean that? Or just being in that presence, you bring that energy. So I think this is such a great topic at the beginning of the year, right? Because we got a lot of time through this year, so you're going to have a lot of experiences. So look, know who you are, right?
A lot of growth and a lot of elevating. I
love it. One thing I just wanted to say is, it's essential, because first of all, knowing who you are. Gail, we talked about it, right? Whose you are. We're children of God. We are daughters. We're talking to elevators, but we got some elevators. So, all right, that's my new.
Look, y'all see how she had to slide with her. I can't. She gonna slide it in. Tell me, I love it.
Just saying. So when you know who you are, be confident that you were created for a purpose, right? There's a scripture that says God has a plan and purpose for your life, and He have plans to give you a future, right? But then the assignments that He put you in. There you go. You hear what I said? He allowed you to be a wife. He allowed you to be a mother, a sister, a daughter, a father, a husband. So value that also, because you're valuable to the assignment. You are valuable. Yep, you have exactly what you need. Yep. There you go.
Walk in that table over there. She like in the pulpit.
Is it shaking?
We can hear it.
I'm sorry.
So Tammy, just to go back to something that you said, that was a good point about being in those environments that may not around people who may not necessarily be where you are or have come that far, because we always talk about getting in an environment of people who are where you're trying to get to. Well, you're that for somebody else. And so just know, to your point, that you may have to be in that environment that hasn't quite gotten there yet, but
you gotta be
a model.
You gotta be equipped,
and
because don't step out there and let them bring you down.
Well, you know what, y'all? This is what we're here for. We are equipping you with this information, with this knowledge, just to bring it to your attention that you're valuable, you're special, you're a designer's original, you're God's. And guess what? There you go. When you find
play
yourself,
many roles as an elevator. We're over here, but we're also over here.
Come on now. And you can do it. Sometimes, you know what? You don't even have to say a lot. It's just your presence and what you bring. But then, like Jessica said, you got to be equipped. So no one to hold them, no one to fold them.
And I think Eric Thomas was speaking about that one time on the podcast, where he was like, God was telling him to go here, but he was down here messing around with people who wasn't even basically valuing nothing that he was saying. So you got to know when you in that place and when to move.
Trying to help people that's not trying to be helped.
Yeah, I'm glad. Bring a balance to it, Jessica. See, I stay in here, I'm trying to help him, but sometimes I got to know they you've done all you can do. After you've done all you can, go ahead and go. I switched that song.
When to go.
Then go ahead and go. Oh my God. Speaking of go ahead and go, let's get into what's the fuss, you guys.
Okay. Look, what?
Jessica, what did you say in the little song? I ain't got time for that.
I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that, and I ain't got time for food. But speaking on knowing when to go, recently you got baby boomers, y'all may not know, but Ari Fletcher, she's a social media influencer. Look, see, they don't know. But she's a social media influencer.
Look it up.
And currently dating a well-known rapper, Moneybagg Yo.
I love him.
I Moneybagg Yo.
Moneybagg Yo. Okay. But she's currently dating him, and she's also, outside of being a social media influencer, she also was an ambassador for Savage Fenty, owned by Rihanna. So she, over the weekend, apparently she made some comments on her live. I did not listen to the full clip. I just saw some snippets of it. And basically she was talking about domestic violence and basically saying like, I don't care. And she kept saying like, we don't want to hear it. And so, of course, you guys know how social media can do as far as clips. What I watch, they can put little clips out and that's all you're going to hear, and you form your opinion on that. But it was a whole live. So by this whole live taking place and some of the things that was said had to be very alarming, because readings are saying that Rihanna actually dropped her as an ambassador for Savage Fenty. So, Ari, we gotta be, when you're a social influencer like that, you're influencing other people. People look up to you. And if that's the road that you're going to take on social media, if you did cross the line when it came to domestic violence, we got to scale back on that, because domestic violence is very important. It's very important. It's very real. And considering the fact that Rihanna is a domestic violence survivor, that one was a tough one. But we got to be more serious and cautious when it comes to our wording. You know, when it comes to different platforms we're on, we got to know where we're speaking, and we got to be cautious of the things that we say and make sure we're just getting our point across in a positive manner versus taking that negative route or having negative sections to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because to your point, you have a responsibility.
Absolutely.
You know, especially if you're choosing the position of being a social media influencer, then your whole point is to influence people. So make sure the message that you're giving is the message you intend to give.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she's learned, right, what influence
Tammy sitting in the chair like a grandma. I guess she done learned now.
I guess she learned. And that's about how I feel. Yay for
So hopefully
Fenty.
we'll hear something that comes back from Ari saying that her statement was taken out of context, and that's what I believe. She's going to come back and, you know, she's going to make it all right.
She elevates. We always wish and pray for the best. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
When did this happen, Jessica?
Huh?
When did that happen? Do you know?
This happened over the weekend.
Wow.
Okay.
So
and it kind of moved very fast, because like it was said, and then the next thing you know, Rihanna then spoke and dropped her like,
wow.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know what you meant to say, but I know what you said, and therefore. But to Dale's point, her mess can become her message. So now she can become a poster child, right? For what not to say or how to make a comeback, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And shout out to Rihanna as well. There's been talk that she's about to open up 5 retail stores for Savage Fenty. So it will not just be online anymore. It's gonna be in stores. So shout out to Rihanna for that.
Where are her stores going to be?
She have not stated where they're going to be just yet. Just that there's gonna be 5 retail stores.
5 retail stores. Okay, Fenty.
Yes, and speaking of shout out to Kanye. Kanye has a documentary on Netflix airing, I think, February the 16th. And the name of it is Genius. And he spells it, I think, JEEN-YUH''S. Who knows why Kanye spelled it like that?
That's a play on the word
genius. Because he's a genius.
See, the baby boomers get it. Look, the baby boomers get it, Jessica. It's a play on the word genius.
But Kanye said, yeah, all of my foolery that y'all assume to be foolery, y'all gonna pay for this. I think Netflix bought the documentary for $30 million. You talking about turning your mess into a message? Shoot, turn your mess into a message so you can collect millions.
I was gonna say your mess just a millions. Oh my goodness.
We're talking about
$30 million. What does that say about this world? So we want to know that much about someone that's, Netflix will pay $30 million.
Yes. And look
The
at
world
it, even with
is evolving.
Even with his album, his last album he dropped, he changed the release date, I don't know how many times. And he kind of like barricaded himself up there in Atlanta at the Mercedes-Benz, right? So, and he had people actually buying tickets just to come in and see him record and basically
work.
Like, come on.
But you know what?
You can come to my job and watch me work.
That was Jessica, that's where I was going. Gail, Kanye knows his worth. He knows his worth. Okay.
I love it.
Don't sell yourself. Look, don't sell yourself cheap.
Look, so me and Lonnie, your husband, we about to go shopping because Rihanna's 5 stores. One is going to be in Vegas, one is going to be in LA, one is going to be in Houston, one is going to be in Philly, and one is going to be in DC. Let's go.
Oh my! You know what? I was there with you. He's going to be there in Vegas. He's going to be there.
Here.
Oh yes.
They ain't got one nearby here. I come to DC quite often, so I guess I'll be visiting.
Sounds like a little outing. Sounds like we're going to go. We're going to take a trip. She elevates meets Rihanna.
Yeah, and y'all know the She Elevates host. We getting our bodies together. We've been working out, doing a little something. So Savage Fenty gonna look really, really good on these bodies, okay?
I'm sorry. I have to ask a question. So is it clothing? Is it makeup? Is it
Well, Fenty have several different lines, but Savage Fenty is her lingerie.
Oh, okay. So the Fenty is her makeup for several different lines. Okay. Yeah. I was familiar with that. But when she said bodies, I said, I think that sounds like clothing.
You gotta love Tammy. You gotta love her.
I know. I'm getting educated. Thank you. I love you. You guys are adorable as well. You're valuable to me. You're valuable to me.
I'm so thankful that we are valuable to you, Tammy. You are valuable to us as well.
Yes.
Love it. Love it. So is that it, Jess?
I'm looking at these Fenty X.
Look at it.
Savage X Fenty show.
Very
sexy.
Yeah, I saw where she had I don't know, hired, but she was using full figure models. I thought that was pretty neat.
Talked about that before.
I thought that was so neat of her. Yeah,
I think they was on their bikes or something.
They was on the bikes. It was a motorcycle group.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rihanna. Hey,
I love it. All shapes,
diversity,
colors. She don't care. I love it.
Rihanna's the model elevator.
Yes.
I told you she elevates Miss Rihanna.
Yes, in DC 2022.
Oh, yes. Because when she comes to the store, we'll make sure we're there.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think we've chopped it up pretty good about self-worth. Any last words before we hop into some execution steps?
Stop settling for less. Know your worth.
Ooh, nope. You're valuable. You are valuable. Yes. A designer's original. No one like
Designer's original. Queens, adjust your crown and let's go.
Okay.
Okay, so I have 3 steps that are going to help you realize your worth. One is to become self-aware. We talked about it's all about your inside. So spend time being self-reflective to help define your worth. And it also puts things into perspective. So consider your fears, your strengths, areas of improvement, what brings you joy, what makes you unique, and just other questions like that that kind of help you hone in on your values and your self-worth and who you are. Number 2 is enhance your self-love. Don't be critical of yourself and keep a positive attitude even when there's fear, uncertainty, or failure. You should be your biggest cheerleader. Stop being so hard on yourself. Number 3 is keep it internal. And we talked about this. Too often we base our own self-worth on external factors like our job, what job we have. Unfortunately, like Jessica mentioned last week, the people who work at, was it Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' Donuts.
We base it on our jobs, our weight, our academic success, or other external factors. So we can only control ourselves, first of all. So our values should be based on our perceptions of ourselves and not others.
Beautiful.
So 1, become self-aware. 2, enhance your self-love. And 3, keep it internal. And our quote of the day is from someone unknown. It's, when you start seeing your worth, you'll find it harder to stay around people who don't.
Like that LeBron memes I love using. I'm gonna head on out. He grabbed his suitcase and he just walk on out.
That's good.
Gotta do it sometimes. You don't appreciate it. Head on out.
When you know who you are,
you'll find it harder to stay around people who don't.
That's a word.
That's a whole word.
That's good.
Unknown.
Yes. But that, and I love that, Gail, because again, a lot of times, from, being, kind of outreaching and helping, but sometimes you just got to know when to pull back. You got to know when to stay away because it's not healthy. It's like,
I know when to pull away when I get that feeling of it's draining me. When it's draining me, it's time for me to go get filled up. I don't have nothing else to give at this point.
That's good, Jessica.
That is good. That is good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
another one in the bag.
Another one in the bag. Season 2, episode 2 in 2022.
Oh, come on, deuces. That's double, y'all.
I love it.
Double for your trouble.
Double for your trouble. You're valuable.
Yes. Okay, guys. We love you. And make sure you comment, like,
invite, share, tag, all that good stuff.
Subscribe to our podcast. And we will see you next week, guys.
Bye.